Hello everyone, this is CSCS Chintan Devalia, teaching financial management at CA Intermediate and strategic financial management at CA final level since last 20 years. I am sure student you are enjoying these revision sessions and every chapter will be stepping stone to the success. So please target all these revision sessions thoroughly. Here we are discussing every point which are important from the viewpoint of exams. So without wasting more of the time, let us start with the topic for the day, that is cash budget. Student, what is cash budget? So it's a tool of forecasting short-term requirement of an enterprise. So when I say short-term, matlab hardly maximum 1 year is a target of cash budget. You cannot prepare a cash budget for more than 1 year. Ideally in your exam it is 3 to 6 months. Hardly 3 to 6 months, and we have to prepare cash budget month wise, probably if 3 months, then Jan, Feb, March, or April, May, June, and so on. So if I say cash budget, yes student, it's a statement, and that statement is prepared for forecasting your receipts and payments. Doubt, why do we prepare cash budget? So only two reasons student. One is investment planning, another is borrowing planning. Yes, no? For example, if I predict the receipts will be 20 crore in the upcoming month and payments will be 5 crore, then I do have 15 crore which is an excess balance, student. Now this excess balance need to be invested. And if I say this excess need to be invested, I need to have a time to evaluate the best options. And this chapter gives me that stop time, that yes, I have 2 months, 1 month, 3 months to think about which is the best course of action. Same way borrowing. If I think my receipt will be 20 crore, my payment will be 28 crore, student, 8 crore is my deficit. This deficit or shortfall need to be made good by what? Either borrowing, you can say loans, debenture, preference, whatever. So student, overnight you cannot make a bank borrowing. So you need to have that breathing time. So this chapter gives you that breathing time. If you are doing a forward planning of cash, student, business will never be in any kind of trouble, except some contingencies might be there, but you are in the position to tackle that contingency also, provided you have done your excess and deficit planning very appropriately in advance. So student, coming back to the format is very simple. The format is classic, related to what? Opening balance plus receipts minus payment will give you A minus B closing balance. If I talk about receipt, student, very routine receipt: cash sales, collection from debtor, issue of equity preference debenture, interest received, dividend received, blah blah blah. But यहाँ पे ज़्यादा आपका you can say receipt बहुत नहीं दिखेगा. Maximum sale of fixed asset and investment दिखेगा. Payments, yes, you have n number of payments. You can say cash purchase, payment to creditor, redemption of preference share, redemption of debenture, buyback of equity. You can say purchase of fixed asset, purchase of investment, salary, rent, wages, etc, etc, etc. Payment, there is no limit. So yes, receipts minus payment, and that will give you A minus B, and that need to be adjusted further, provided company has a policy of maintaining some minimum or maximum cash on hand. Let me take an example, simple. If I talk about this, student, company has a policy of maintaining 20,000 minimum balance and 20,000 maximum balance. Let me take like this on both the side. In that case, if A minus B is 35,000, student, what I'm going to do is I will make a investment of 15,000 surplus cash. Yes, no? I will make a investment 15,000 surplus cash and I will be left with 20,000. Assume it next time I have 18,000. So what I will do is I will sell my investment of 2,000 and I will get 20,000 balance. Next time, let me take example. I have negative, let me take 5,000. What will happen? I will sell off my investment. But check out, my investment is 15 and 2, 13,000 is balance. So I will sell off my investment for 13,000. Does it solve the purpose? No. Because 5,000 negative, 13,000 positive, I have 8,000 positive, whereas I need to have extra to make it 20,000. So that 8,000 will be added by 12,000 borrowings. This will be borrowings. These are sale of investment. If I say borrowing is 12,000, so it will make my balance 20,000. So this is a way you need to make some adjustments. Are you getting this? So these are adjusted balances provided they have a policy. Otherwise, all this stuff will be ignored and A minus B is my closing balance. Clear everyone? Coming back to one by one the examples. Student question 1, very classic. This is a question which will require your knowledge of interpretation of ledger accounts. They've asked you to prepare 3 months cash budget for the ending 31st March. That means Jan, Feb and March. And student, as far as balances are concerned, they are given you working capital items on 31st December. That means these are the opening of January, and thereafter they've given you closing of January, closing of February, closing of March. So by comparing this, I am able to derive my cash budget. For example, this will be my cash on hand. So this will be opening balance of the month of January, yes, no? Same way, if I talk about short-term investment, student, it was already 300. Now it is going to be January end 700. So from 300 to 700, it has increased. Increase means there is a 400 purchase, and 400 purchase is a payment. After 700, it has become 0. Means it's a decrease in investment. So there is a sale of investment 700. Yes, no? And thereafter it has again increased to 200. That means there is a purchase of investment 200. It's a payment. Same way, students, you can take target debtors account. But as far as debtors is concerned, student, you directly cannot interpret the ledger account. You have to take help of sales. So what will happen? Student, you need to apply the concept of what? Collection from debtors concept. By preparing a small statement of debtors, that is opening debtors, which is for the month of January 2570, plus credit sales, which is 2100. So there is 4670 minus closing debtors. Student, you can target this 2600. Yes. So my collection will be 2070, student. This is my receipt. And same way I can prepare January, February and March. Yes, no. This will become opening and again sales, again closing and so on. I will be able to derive my collection. The effect will be given in the receipt side. Same way, student, with the help of stock and comparing cost of sales, which is practically COGS. Reason, next item is gross profit. So sales minus GP has to be COGS. The COGS is there. I have opening stock and I have a closing stock. So by preparing a format of COGS, students, I will be able to derive my purchases. Yes, no? Question is, why I am deriving my purchases, students? So I am deriving my purchases so as to target payment to creditors. And next item is trade creditors. So student, this trade creditors will be applied as payment to creditors, which will be opening creditors plus credit purchase, which I will be deriving from this part, and minus closing creditor will give me payment to creditors. So what I will be doing is, I will be giving the effect of this as a payment and I will giving effect of this as a receipt. The purpose of preparing this note is only to calculate purchases, which will be helpful for preparing payment to creditors. Clear everyone? So this is what I mean by interpretation of ledger accounts. Other creditors, student, are constant. See, that means there is no movement. So whatever expenses are appearing here will be directly paid. But I would love to highlight excluding the effect of depreciation. And in this example, 60,000 depreciation is included in expenses. So here I'll be taking 255. This is 210 and this is 195. I won't be taking cash budget. I won't be taking depreciation as a part of cash budget because we are targeting only cash component. Clear everyone? Had it been there's a change in some other creditors account, then what we could have taken is, we could have taken opening other creditors plus expenses minus closing other creditor, payment of other creditor expenses. That is the way we need to target it. But by God grace, here the balance is constant. Then forget that part. Dividend due, student, 485. then 485, and then it becomes 0. That means the payment is done in the month of February. Yes, no? The February will say there is a payment of 485 in the month of February, and March is constant, so no changes. And again, tax due, it is being constant, so no payment of tax due during the year. There are no movements. Fair enough. And last, capital expenditure, which is nothing but purchase of fixed asset, 800 lakh thousand in the month of February and 50,000 in the month of March. Direct recipient payments. This is your payments. This is your receipts. Clear, everyone? Done? So that was one question. Student question 2. Yes, they've given 6 months budgeted projected P&L account, but student, your target is to prepare cash budget for the month of July, August and September, and all the points they've given as far as income and expense are concerned in the form of budgeted P&L. But what we are supposed to do is we have to target one by one point, and student, as far as this example is concerned, A and C are only little different. Rest all the points are very simple. They were discussed. Point number A, rent is payable in advance on the last day of previous quarter, means if I talk about April, May and June, these are the rent, April, May, June. Student, this will be paid in the month of March. Yes, no? This is paid in advance. The 555 in the month of March, but March is not a part of your cash budget. Forget it. Thereafter, student, July, August and September will be paid in June. So again, June is not a part of the target. Forget it. Now the question arises. You might be tempted, so there is no effect of cash budget as far as rent is concerned. No. You have to think outside the box. October, November, December will be considered as a payment in September. Yes, no? Sir, amount, it's constant. So this 15,000 will be considered as a payment in the month of September, because rent amount is going to remain constant every month. Am I clear, everyone? Stipend, it is paid in the same month. That means there is no credit terms. Forget it. July will be July, August will be August, September will be September. Yes, no? Yes. Telephone expense, student, payable 2 months in arrears. What do you mean by that? They've said, student, first 2 months, April, May, will be paid in June. Forget it. June, July will be paid in the month of August. So student, in the month of August, I'll be taking June and July. And August, September will be paid in October. Forget that. Not even concerned. Clear? Rest, everything is simple. Following month, same month, say following month. Now 50,000 again in July, jackpot. 20,000 of tax in the month of August, 20,000 in September. These are the direct effects. No credit terms required. Student, collection of fees, audit fees will be collected in following month. Matlab, it's a 1 month credit. We'll be paying 1 month. That is, April fees will be collected in the month of May. May will be in June and so on. Taxation 50% same month, 50% next month. Means April 50% in April, 50% in May. May 50% May, 50% in June. June 50% June, 50% July and so on. Clear, everyone? Consultancy 2 months credit means April will be collected in not May but June. May will be collected in not June but July. June will be collected in not July but August and so on. Fair enough? Opening balance is given. Prepare cash budget. We are done. And 2 improvements, student, that could smoothen the cash position, because at the end of the question, student, you will notice there is a negative balance and there's a planning. So you have all the time to rectify your planning. So you're planning that how to make the cash balance smooth. So student, they will ask you 2 improvements. And when they ask you 2 improvements, student, I would request, don't be so much creative. That students, that you might be advising that let us not pay our telephone expense on time, let us delay the payments, let us increase the creditors payment time and so on. No, no, no. When they ask you some suggestions, suggestions are purely from the viewpoint of some abnormal effects. Like you can say this point, 50,000. Student, the problem has started from the month of July, where you have started purchasing a computer. Yes, no? Instead of purchasing computer 50,000 for cash, can't you purchase 50,000 computer in installment basis? 10,000, 555. This is the one thing which can make your cash position very smooth. And one more thing is, you can delay the expenses which are incurred for opening the branch. Logically, yes. But you can't delay the tax payment, because tax payment are as per the law. You can't delay any payment as per the law. So I would say these are the two only improvements which are available as far as example is concerned. Clear, everyone? Question 3. Student, this is one example where everything is given per unit: material, wages and production overhead. Even selling price is per unit. And they've given you number of units as far as sales is concerned. These are the sale units. Yes, no? Yes. And one might be tempted, so let us multiply the sale unit with the above per unit concept. The answer is no. No, no, no. Reason. Here they've asked you something about your production of finished goods. And here they've asked you something about purchase of raw material, students. How does it work? So yes, the January sale is 6200. Now for achieving that January sale 6200, students, this is sale units of January. Students, 75% of this will be produced in the month of same January. The 75% will be same month. If I balance, take 6200 into 75%, 4650, and remaining 1550 will be produced in previous month. Yes, no? Same if I talk about February sales, it is 6800. The 75%, student, that is 5100 will be produced in February, and 1700 will be produced in the previous month. So total will be this 6350. And as far as March is concerned, students, the units of March are 5400. Out of 5400 students, 75%, 4050 will be produced here, and 1350 will be produced here. So this is going to be 6450. Yes, no? And so on. And thereafter, student, there is a purchase of raw material. What they've said is 50% in same month and 50% in previous month, depending on the production. So if I talk about January production, student, 6350, this 6350 will be taken as 50%, 3175 in the month of Jan, and 3175 in the month of December. Same way 6450 for the month of February. This will be 3225 in the month of February and 3225 here. So this will be 6400 purchase. So this is the way you need to work out your Jan, Feb and March and April, May, June, whatever the data is given, you have to calculate sales, production and finished good. And depending upon that, student, this raw material will be multiplied with purchase of raw material units. Direct wages will be multiplied with production of finished good units. Production overhead will be multiplied with production of finished good units. And this will be multiplied with selling units. So in the heart of the chapter is preparing this kind of note, that you have to calculate sale unit, production unit, purchase of raw material units. Then only you are able to proceed with the example. Done, everyone? Terms of payment directly given, so no need to panic. Cash balance is direct. So it's a very simple example. Done? Student, question 4, very unique. It's a concept of optimum cash balance as per William Baumol model. Student, this is something which is related to EOQ in costing. Remember, the formula was under root 2AO upon C. Yes, no? Here it is 2FT upon R. Let me take like this, where F is funds requirement, in this example 12,60,000 annually, T is the transaction cost 20 rupees per unit, and R is the rate of interest which is given 8%. So student, what is the optimum cash balance? I can say 2 into 12,60,000 into 20 divided by 8%. Can I have an optimum cash balance available with the company now? Yes, it is 25,100. Am I clear, everyone? What is 25,100, students? A company having already 12,60,000 in hand, they should invest this and start withdrawing 25,100 at a point of time, so that the total associated cost will be minimum. Student, in EOQ you have studied total associated cost consists of total ordering cost and carrying cost. Student, here it will be total transaction cost. What is total transaction cost? It's a cost incurred to withdraw the amount, or a transfer cost. 1260 divided by 25,100. The formula, if I talk about the formula, it is F upon Q into T. 1260 divided by 25,100 into 20. If I do the mathematics, 12,60,000 divided by 25,100 into 20 is 1,004. The transaction cost will be 1,004, and there will be total interest cost. In costing, there is total carrying cost. It's an average loss of interest on amount withdrawn. So I can say 25,100 divided by 2 into 8%. Confidently, this has to be 1,004. Remember the concept, they have to be equal, and as a total there will be minimum. So this is 2,008 rupees expenses. So this is total associated cost. Student, they have not asked you this concept to calculate this, but if in the exam they ask you, you should be in the position to derive this concept. Fair enough, everyone? So that was EOQ. Student, next question. Come to this part. Question number 5. Again, student, cash cycle is the operating cycle. Cash turnover is number of operating cycle. If I talk debtors 45 days, stock 75, total 120, creditors 30, matlab cash cycle is 90 days. Yes, no? And 90 days means number of cycle will be 4 times. Remember working capital management? It's the same concept, 360 upon 90. And minimum amount of cash to be maintained is the working capital requirement. So remember, 120 lakh is a requirement for 360 days. And I'm going to keep a cash of 90 days. So my answer is going to be 30 lakh rupees. I'm supposed to keep as cash on hand. Not cash on hand exactly, but working capital. And savings by reducing average holding period by 30 days. So in this case, your revised operating cycle can be computed. But this time I can give you a shortcut, that reduction in working capital will be directly taken as 120 lakh divided by 360. And what is the reduction in operating cycle? 30 days. So I can directly say 10 lakh is the reduction in working capital. Else, you have to calculate new operating cycle, new working capital. New working capital will come to 20 lakh. So 30 minus 20 will be 10 lakh. I have directly calculated it. And in this example, what they've asked you is savings. So this 10 lakh rupees, now which will be free from your business, will be invested somewhere else, and you are able to save 1 lakh rupees as a cash on hand. Yes, no? Yes, because 1 lakh will be your extra income. So this is new concept. This was not there in the chapter of working capital. In working capital, there was only up to this point, that what is the reduction in working capital. This time that reduction is invested at 10% somewhere else. So you can save something like 10%. Clear, everyone? Literally, I have solved the whole example. Clear, everyone? Very nice concept for cash management also. Next, question 1. It's the same as classwork question 1. So you can definitely ignore this part. Question 2, student. This is same as something what you have studied in cash flow statement. And student, remember, in cash flow statement, the first activity is cash generated, that is cash from operations, as a part of, you can say cash flow from operating activities. So this is only that part. Clear, everyone? So I'm sure after revising cash flow statement, you'll be able to grab this part also. Student, question 1, very classy. I would definitely say please go for it. It's a very unique example. This is the only example where they've asked you to prepare a cash budget day wise from Monday 7 to Friday 11 January. So in this example, student, you'll be preparing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Like this is 7 January, 8 January, 9 January, 10 and 11. We are absolutely speaking about cash budget day wise, student. And that is what is expected out of you in this example. Only monopoly example where you're preparing a cash budget day wise. Clear, everyone? Now let me guide you 1 or 2 points. Receipt from customer. Student, we are talking collection from WNX. So here it will be collection from debtors for WNX. Check out the terms. It's a 1 month credit and no credit. Means when you are talking about the month of January, student, if I talk 1 month credit, target which sales you are targeting. So obviously I will be targeting December sales, because that December sales will be collected in the month of January. This will be useless because January sales will be collected in the month of February. And this is electronic clearing system, that is bankers automatic clearing system, whereby the amount will be credited in your account instantaneous. Matlab, your this 130 of December sales will be collected in the month of January 7th date on the spot. And thereafter W, there are X limited, no credit, so I'll be tagging in 180. December might have already been collected in December. So if I target 180, soon this is paid on the same day, matlab 7th, and will clear on the 3rd day excluding day of payment. Means 180 I'll be receiving in the month of January 7th, but it will be credited in my account after 3 days, that is 10th of January. Soon I have received a check, I have deposited the same, but that will be appearing in my passbook on 10th of January, because it takes 3 working days to clear the check. Same way student, A, B and C are the payment to supplier. So in your cash budget, I will do payment to creditors. There are 3 creditors A, B, C. Let me target, this is 1 calendar month, so I will be targeting December for January. 2, I will be targeting November for January, and none, matlab I will be targeting January for January. So these are the 3 payments which I am concerned. Now, as far as A is concerned, there is a standing order of 45,000. Means, irrespective of purchase, I have instructed my bank to pay 45,000 in the month of January. Clear everyone? And as far as B and C is concerned, the amount will be cleared on the 2nd day. Means this 75.95 I will be receiving on 7th January, but this 75 and 95 student, the amount will be taken away from my bank after 2 days, that is not on 7th but on 9th, 75 and 95. Clear everyone? So that was there. Wages salary is a direct point, you can do it. This was very good. Every Monday morning petty cash 200 is withdrawn. So this will leave my bank account on Monday, and out of that 230 is paid on Wednesday. Student, mind well, this is a big trap, because you are paying 30 out of 200, so it will not be again shown as a payment side, because we have already shown this 200 rupees. So this 30 is paid out of 200, so don't be concerned about that 30 rupees. Office stationery students is purchased the month of 8th Jan 300, and it is paid by debit card, and it will leave my account on next working day. That means on 8th I will swipe my debit card, but the payment will leave my account on 9th. So yes, that is 1 day. 5 new software purchase 6500 on 10th, and the amount will leave account on 2nd day. Student, we are only working up to what? 11th of Jan. If I am purchasing on 10th, the 2nd day will be not 11 but 12th, and 12th is not in our coverage kshetra. 12th is not a part of your cash budget, so forget that. So this is again a trap. We are not concerned with this software payment. 2 lakh is the opening balance, and you are supposed to prepare a clear fund forecast for this 11 date up to this 5 days. Done. But now show clearly unclear fund float. Student, what is the meaning of unclear fund? Student, when I say clear funds, let me say like this: clear fund is a passbook and unclear fund is a cash book. Student, remember, in your childhood days you might have studied a concept of bank reconciliation statement, whereby you reconcile bank book and passbook. Yes, sorry, cash book and a passbook. Yes, no? Yes. And here again we are supposed to reconcile it, and there are the differences, and those differences will be considered as float. For example, let me guide you this float. So in this 180 I have deposited on 7th, but it is getting credited on 180. So 3 days student, it is going to be float. Same with this 75 and 95. The check is issued on 7th, but amount is leaving my account on 9th. So 2 days this will be my float. So whatever delay in the receipt and payment is there, that is nothing but float. What is float? Float is the ideal time which affects the movement of cash. So these are the ideal time which will be considered as float, which you need to show as a part, as a note at the end, whereby closing balances will be derived in the form of passbook and thereafter closing balance as per cash book. So passbook is a clear fund, cash book is an unclear fund, difference will be the float. Fair enough? So that was one float example. And student, last point, question number 2. They've asked you to prepare April to 6 months, matlab April to September, everyone. But they've given you data from January to October. Wages, these are the direct payments. 80% is credit sales, 20% cash. So if I talk about January, 20% of January will be cash. So credit sales will be 80,000. Same way February, that is 20% will be cash, so 96,000 will be credit sales. So on you can work out. And out of this, student, 75% will be collected in Feb, 25% in March. So 60,000 Feb, 20,000 March. Same way, 75% will be March, 25% will be April. So you can say 72 and 24. And so on, student, you can prepare the answer, because they've said 75% of credit sales are collected in 1 month, balance 2 months. Clear, everyone? Purchase, 80% of sales, practical, this should be in advance. And month preceding the sale means whatever sales we are doing, the payment of purchase will be 80% of the sales amount to be done 1 month before, meaning January payment of purchases will be done in December, February will be done in January, March will be done in February, April will be done in March, May will be done in April, and October purchases payment will be done in the month of September. That is the reason October sale is given. But payment will be extended to the 80% only. Fair enough? Interest, student, 10% of 12,000, but quarterly this is going to be 3,000. And this 3,000 are paid on Jan, April, May, that is Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and so on. And I am only concerned with July as far as my cash budget is concerned. Fair enough? Advance payment 5,000 in the month of July. And this is a very again classic adjustment point. 20,000 cash balance on 1st April, which is minimum desired level of cash. Any surplus deficit above below this level is made up by temporary investment, liquidation, or temporary borrowing at the end of this month. So I can explain you like this. Let me take an example of April, May, and June. Student, A minus B, the balance of April, let me take is 35,000. So it is more than 20,000. Yes, no? So what I'll be doing is I will be investing it somewhere else, 15,000, and my closing balance will be 20,000. Clear, everyone? Now let me take a hypothetical example. In the month of May, student, I have you can say 10,000. So what I will do is I have an investment, so I will sell the investment, the sale of investment to the extent of 10,000, because I have 15,000 investment, so I can get rid of 10,000, balance will be 20,000. In the month of June, let me take an example. I have only 3,000 available. What will happen? No investment. I can sell an investment but only up to 5,000, because out of 15,000, 10,000 is already sold. So I have 5,000. Again, it will not serve the purpose because I have 8,000 only. So balance 12,000 will be done by borrowings. This is what they've tried to interpret for you. Done. Student, there is no point about the repayment of borrowings. So I would say please ignore that part. Clear, everyone? So that was all about your minimum desired level balance. So a very unique point as far as chapter is concerned. Clear, everyone? So I think I've tried to touch all the important points of this chapter. Student, I'm sure I've tried to revise the whole chapter in a very crisp manner. I've highlighted almost all the crucial point from the point of exams. So please, student, go for it. Capitalize this chapter and rock the exams. So this was from my side. Thank you very much. Keep rocking. Best of luck.